Life Chats with Jayne Chapman.
Yay.
Everybody, welcome Jayne.
Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Jayne Chapman. I originally am from the UK. We moved to Canada in 2008 and we've been here ever since. We didn't know whether we would stay or not, and we just kind of haven't left. So obviously been back home for holidays, but we're still here enjoying this lifestyle. And yeah, I have 2 children, 2 girls, Jessica and Abigail. I have 2 dogs, Lucy and Millie, and I'm married.
One of your daughters actually is an entrepreneur as well. She has her own business.
Both of them are now, actually.
Oh.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, Jessica, my oldest daughter, runs Lash Darling here in Hamilton, and my youngest, Abigail, has just started up. Actually, from the pandemic, she started Hazy Herbals. So she now sells products that are, some are infused and some are not infused with CBD. It's a lot of herbal stuff. So
I actually, when I had a session with you, bought some of that CBD bath. So, oh man, it was so good.
She made those. So kind of like an entrepreneurial family, I guess now.
Yeah, just a house full of entrepreneurs. And what is something that you love about Hamilton that you don't find back home in the UK, or vice versa?
Oh, well, I think the space, the vastness, like Canada and Hamilton is such a big country compared to England. We have little tiny roads and smaller cars and smaller fridges and smaller houses. And I think that is kind of cool about Hamilton, the size of stuff. I do miss some of the foods that we have in the UK that we don't have here. Well, where we're from the northeast, a place called Teesside, and we have a Teesside parmo that's different to your parmo. So instead of having like tomato on the chicken, we have like a bechamel sauce and cheese, and so we kind of miss our Teesside parmo. And we will have like parmo nights every now and then and have the family over and make those.
What is Reiki, and what are the benefits that come of this type of healing? I think everybody wants to know what is Reiki, and I feel like this is also a hard thing to kind of explain.
It really is, because it's so good for so many things. So it's a Japanese modality. It's been around for a very long time. And it's basically, everybody can do Reiki. You just need to get attuned to it by a Reiki master. So once you're attuned, you can do Reiki 1 and 2, and then you would go to level 3. And I think there's a level 4 too. But level 3 is where you become a master. You can teach Reiki, you can attune people. So you get attuned, and then the universal life force energy comes through you to the client or the person or the animal, or you can do Reiki on lots of different things. You can do on living things and non-living things. And it kind of just, this healing energy comes through me as a practitioner to you, and it's really good for anxiety, for depression, for pain relief, for oh my gosh, so many things. It's just going to help balance your energy. You're just going to feel so much lighter when you've had a session. I know for pain, like when my husband has a bad shoulder or neck, and I'll just get some Reiki going, and he's just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. It like releases it, right? So
it took me a really long time to book a Reiki session, because I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't think that somebody else's energy could help me heal. I thought that that's something that I could just do on my own. But I think that you actually don't know, you can't know how to feel about Reiki until you actually go and try it.
Exactly. It's so difficult to describe it, because people say, how does it feel? And it's like, it's so different for everybody too. Like some people really are attuned to energy and they really feel everything that's going on, or they can feel when you're on a certain part. Or some people say that maybe your hands are at the head and then you move and they can still feel your hands at the head, but you've moved down to the belly or something. So it is so different for everybody. And I think it is something someone should try, definitely, at least once in their lifetime. If you ever felt as though you needed to just bring yourself to some calmness, you can always place your hands on your heart or your belly and just kind of breathe, and you're going to feel calmer just from having your hands there, because you've got a lot of energy in your hands anyway. So you can do Reiki just for yourself. Like that's what I did it for, kind of thing. Started off just for me.
before lockdown when I came and did my first session with you. Didn't know what to expect. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression. I was really, really moody. I was taking it out on my partner, poor guy. But I didn't know where it was all coming from. And it was like, just, I was so irritable. I wasn't getting very much sleep. And that's why I was like, hey, Jayne, I'm going to try this. Please help me. And I don't even know, like you just said, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like afterwards, like that weight that I was carrying around with me, it was gone afterwards. And I don't know what exactly you did, but it like, I was in this warm, cozy room, and I remember you like tapping up here, you were tapping my toes. I feel like you were just like tapping in with my energy. And it was a really cool experience. And I think a lot of people think that with Reiki, they're going to get a massage because they lay on a massage table and they're like, all right, like pet me. But that's not the case.
No. And actually you can do Reiki without actually being touched. So some people you can just hold your hands above, and you can also get Reiki distance. So I could be sending Reiki to you right now where you are. So it's because it's so energetic that you don't actually need to be touching the person. You can have your hands above, because some people might not want to be touched, right?
Yeah.
So it's perfect for now. If you don't want hands on, you can have hands off. And we're just like kind of hovering above the energy line. And sometimes that comes in when you start on a person. Sometimes the person's energy tells you to go around, like they don't want to be touched on their eyes or their ears, or they just want to be held around the head. And the aura sometimes pushes your hands aside too, which is kind of cool. Okay, so back in the day, way back, I guess, when I was back in the UK, I had a couple of Reiki sessions. A friend of mine was doing some Reiki. I had a couple of sessions there. I didn't really know a whole lot about it either, to be honest, back then. So when it mostly happened when I moved into Canada, and I lived on East 21st, and Janice from Just the Essentials was at the end of the road. And so I kind of found her little shop and would go there regularly. She's such a beautiful person. And she would do meditations once a month, and I used to go. And then my hands would get really, really hot during meditation. And I asked her the one day, and she said, I think you need to do some Reiki and for yourself. And I got Reiki off her, and I was like, I just found it so nice, and I decided to do it that way. So it kind of started off from doing Reiki on myself to try and help myself. My little healing journey more or less started as we moved to Canada, having suffered anxiety, depression throughout my years, and just wanting to find ways to kind of help, tools, I guess, to help me with it and not put me on medication and keep me just balanced more, right? So Reiki was just one of the first things that I did, mostly after yoga. Yoga I've always done, but Reiki was like, this is going to help me just to feel better. And it really did.
So for someone who has never tried Reiki before, or maybe nervous or skeptical, what can they do to ease their mind into this type of healing?
Okay, so I would say that you want to just kind of think about it as just trying something new, something that's going to just help you to feel relaxed. You're going to feel peaceful. And just kind of, if you are feeling nervous, to kind of take some deep breaths, call me, we can talk through that. Like I would totally put your mind at ease. Write down a few things and some reasons why you would like to try Reiki, or what you would like to get out of Reiki. Your do's and don'ts. Like if you have anxiety and you don't want to be touched, you don't have to be touched like completely. I can just do hands or on. We can do distance. You could try it that way first if you're nervous about coming into my space. But yeah, I think you just got to be kind of have a little bit of an open mind. It's not going to be harmful. You're just going to feel so peaceful. You don't have to take your clothes off. That's one big thing. Like
that would be interesting.
Yeah, you're fully clothed. You can have a blanket over you. You can have an eye pillow on if you don't feel like you want to. If you want to feel like you just melt down into the bed.
You use crystals too, right? Like I have my crystal. I brought out all my crystals because I love it. I have a whole bunch beside me right now. I remember when you did my session, I had like crystals all around me and on my body. So you also use crystals for healing. And what do you think that does to help somebody with stress or fatigue or insomnia, whatever, pain?
Yeah, well, the energy from the crystal is going to help amplify the energy from the Reiki. So we want to put grounding stones down at the bottom of the feet. I have stones all under the bed. So we have 7 chakras in the body, the main 7 chakras. We have more than 7, but they're your main energy centers in the body. So when any of those are out of balance, which is one of the good things about Reiki, it's going to help balance all of those, right? So we want to have crystals that are going to help ground you, help you feel loved, help you feel safe, help to open your throat chakra, because sometimes we hold our voice in, and then that's when we can get sore throats and lose our voice and stuff. And yeah, the crystals just kind of amplify everything that's happening in the Reiki session. And crystals are just amazing to carry around with you anywhere. Like if you get a rose quartz, that's one of my favorites. It's for it's a love stone. So it's going to give you love. It's going to help you to find love. We have to be open to love. So remember, if you want to bring love into your life, you have to be open to receive it as well as give it. Some people just give love all the time and they're not open to receive it. And they wonder, can I find a relationship? Well, you have to be open, right? So even starting with the rose quartz, just to kind of carry that around with you and just bring some love into your life.
It's a beautiful stone. It's such a beautiful crystal.
It's just gorgeous. It's pink. I mean, it's girly, it's beautiful. And it just has this soft, light, like love energy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to, when I was teaching yoga, I would put these in my, wait, where are we here? I would put these crystals, these rocks into my sports bra.
Yes, I have them in my bra all the time.
While I was teaching, because I don't know, it just makes you feel more protected, more grounded. And one thing that I would do when I was teaching is I honestly don't know the names of each crystals. I just know when I buy them what they're supposed to do, because it is really intimidating when you're teaching or you're guiding anybody to speak yourself, even just to know what you're saying, what's going to come out of my mouth, and actually having a crystal to like clear your throat chakra.
Yes.
Helps.
It's good. It really
I don't know if it's just a mind thing, if it's just in your head, but it works.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I have crystals all the time with me. I have my turquoise for speaking today in my bra. I have my rose quartz in my bra.
At the end of the day, when you're like getting your jammies on and all those
they fly out.
Flying
They're flying out in the. I've had that happen in a yoga session where I've lost one out my bra too, which is kind of funny.
Have any side effects?
It can. It can. You can kind of feel. Some people feel really energetic. Some people might feel tired. It can cause a little bit of sickness to some people. One of my clients, I'm not going to name names, obviously. One of my clients threw up after, and it was kind of that powerful that it released something major, right?
I've even heard of people when they go and get Reiki sessions, there's like a point in their body that's like their chakra is blocked or something's blocked, and during the healing it opens up and then they just start pouring out with tears. Have you ever had that?
Yes. Oh, that happens a lot. Yeah. A lot of emotions come out, and the throat can clear. Like sometimes you can be in a session and then I will cough. Like I have had a coughing session where I'm choking pretty much and I have to go and get a glass of water and leave the session, and that's for them to clear them, or they'll cough and they're, that kind of thing. It really helps to release stuff. So it's kind of, there's a few side effects in that sense, but it's usually because we're clearing the energy out, or we're clearing whatever's happening in the body. And it's not that it's any bad things, but you just want to go home and relax. And you have to drink lots and lots of water, because we're moving energy around, and water is what we need to have inside of us.
Question for you. How do you prepare before getting ready to heal someone? And then how do you feel after a session? Because you pour your whole energy, you pour all of your energy into another human being.
Okay, so what I do is I come into my room, I'll get some sage, and I'll sage the room, and I sage myself, and I kind of do a little prayer to the universe, asking all of the angels and everything to come in and to protect me. I always make sure that I feel grounded, so I'm always imagining roots coming out my feet in the room. I ask that this room is always safe and protected for me, and which it is. And I ask that I step aside, like my energy leaves, and it's just the universal energy coming through me to the person. So my ego and myself is not there. And so my energy is protected in that sense because I'm not using my own energy, I'm using universal energy. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I kind of step aside and then that healing comes in. And then I have to do the same thing after. So after I will reground myself. I have my crystals too, but I reground they're everywhere. And then I have to reground and resage myself again. Like this room gets saged like so many times in a day when I have a few sessions, right? Just to make sure that everything's been cleared. And the same in the house. I'll do the house every now and then, but mostly this room is what I clear all the time.
And it smells so good in there. Like as soon as you walk in, it smells like relaxation. Like it smells clear.
Yes, definitely saging and
and for new homeowners too, like how would you sage somebody's home if they just moved in? Why don't you explain to us? Because maybe some people that are watching right now have like a weird funky feeling in their house. Maybe they think it's haunted. Maybe they're just like in a rut. Like what is something like, how would you sage a house?
So you would go into each room. I usually, if you've got a basement, I would start at the basement and go in all the corners of each room and just ask for love and light to enter and anything negative to just be released and just bring it in love and light and just kind of like go to each corner of the room as you're going along into like cupboards and drawers and like have everything open and just kind of sage it everywhere as much as you can. Start in the basement, go on to the next floor, and then if you have an upper floor, go up to there and finish up there. And then if you can, open all the windows, like to let it all out. So for me, the best time would be spring and fall because then you can have all the windows open. And we've been stagnant, haven't we? Through the winter, the windows have all been closed and you're closed in, so the house feels stagnant after so long. So it's nice to kind of clear it in the spring because it feels fresh and bright and you're letting all that lovely energy, like horrible, awful energy leave and a lovely energy come in. And the same with the fall, where we want to close down into the winter and kind of get ready for that hibernation time happening. So they're two good times to kind of sage.
So I have read that Reiki can help with pain after a cesarean delivery or even with cancer treatments. Is this something that you believe to be true? Obviously, we're not saying that this cures cancer.
No.
But with the treatments.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. Reiki is beautiful treatment. It's actually in some hospitals, a lot more in the US, where in an operation theater they have a Reiki person there. There's lots of volunteers that go and help with people with cancer, going through their treatments, and they're in there helping them through with Reiki. Definitely pain after cesarean, and I have a few clients that were actually pregnant the whole time coming to see me every month, like for Reiki whilst they were pregnant. And that was really cool because you can feel their energy and then you go to where the baby is and you're feeling the baby's energy, and it's just amazing. And it's really good for sickness. Reiki is really good if you have like a sickness where you're throwing up, so morning sickness. Reiki is really good for that. So yeah, definitely when you're pregnant, you can come for Reiki. It's so gentle but effective. So it's good for anyone, like little babies, like animals, like everything. Cool. But yeah, it's definitely really helpful if you are going through any kind of treatments, any sickness.
That's what I was reading, like going through chemo. Some people are choosing to go get some Reiki done to help with the pain and the sickness and the fatigue of all of it. You've manifested owning your beautiful family home that you are now in, but you manifested that for about a year, or just over a year, and then it became your own. This is something that you told me after my session because I have this anxiety that I have these goals that I need to reach and I haven't reached them yet. And you were like, you need to manifest. So how would you guide somebody to manifest their dreams into a reality?
So for me, it's just visualization, visualizing what you want to bring into your life, what kind of home you want, what you want it to look like, you have to be specific. You can't just say, I want a house and I want it tomorrow. All right. It's got to be, okay, make a list of the sort of things you would like. and kind of, you know, when you're driving around or you're seeing pictures or you're online and you're looking, picture something that you really would love to, and how it feels. Like the most important part, I think, is how you're going to feel when you get the house of your dreams. So picturing like the sun dream coming through the windows or the back garden. What kind of back garden do you want? A yard? Do you want trees? Do you want field? Like what do you want? And just kind of visualize that. Like it's as if you're there right now, as if you're actually in that house right now, or in that dream car, or in that dream job, or whatever it is that you want to bring into your life. Imagine you're already there, living that life, and you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it. So it's just, and focus on that as much as you can. I feel like it's the power of the universe is very powerful if you tune in and if you believe in it, and if you kind of like just let yourself manifest it. Just do it. See what happens.
I mean, it's not going to hurt. What is something that the pandemic has taught you?
So do not take anything for granted. The restaurant industry, like whoever thought that the restaurant industry would close down and we wouldn't, and it, you know, places would close. I
so long too.
Yeah, like you thought the food industry was something that you were always going to need restaurants, right? Because we all like to eat and we all need to eat. And that was crazy, not taking that for granted. And just my work that I do as a wellness person, and yoga and stuff, like not been having yoga studios open and all those things that people need so much for their mental health, right? We need all these things, and those are the things that were affected. But I think it has helped me to kind of value what I like to do and what brings me joy now, like more so than just doing whatever for everybody. I'm like, no, that doesn't bring me joy anymore. I'm not going to do that. So kind of that's helped me figure out what it is I like, what I don't like, what I need in my life, and what I don't need in my life. So that was a good lesson, I think.
How about show and tell time? Can you share something with us?
So I have some cards. I love to use cards, like I use angel cards a lot, but I love these cards from Gabrielle Bernstein does this one, Super Attractor, and we have the universe has your back. Her cards, this one.
Okay.
And I love this set of cards called Wild Offerings Oracle cards.
They're pretty.
And the cards are so beautiful. They're all like colors.
Pretty. I love pulling tarot cards.
So for me, like every morning I'll pull a card or two or three or whatever falls out the pack. So when you're shaking them, always knock on your cards 3 times just to get rid of any energy that's left, or if anyone's picked them up and you don't want their energy. And then you're going to ask, what do I need to know? Or if there's a specific question, ask a specific question. So this one is called Footprints. Ooh. So this is the card itself. It's kind of cool. It
gives you a footprint.
Yeah. So it says, you have beautiful intentions of doing well in this world and having a lasting and positive effect on the planet. This was a part of the divine plan you created for yourself before you came here. Those inner aspirations you feel and the daydreams associated with them are the whisperings of your soul calling you to your purpose. This is all part of the journey. The time has come to take the steps necessary to set this dream in motion. So manifest that house, man. You want to do another card? Should we pull another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we'll do The Universe Has Your Back. So I'm just knocking on the cards. So I'll see what comes out here. So these are Gabby Bernstein's again. They're just really pretty cards. Oh, okay, one just fell out. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Right. I like these because they have the message right there and there. Let's do the Katie Daisy ones, the Wild Offering Oracles, because these ones are pretty. These have a little, like an ash elephant on the.
Okay, love it.
And they're really pretty, the cards. So let's see.
How many decks of tarot cards do you own?
Ridiculous. I kind of like the crystals. I have loads of crystals everywhere.
When I was in your room, the room that you do your Reiki in, I was just like looking everywhere. You have so much cool stuff.
I know. I'm a bit of a collector. thing. I can't go, if I go to a crystal shop, I have to take a certain amount of money, otherwise, it goes a bit crazy. So this one is perfectionism. How pretty is that card?
That's really pretty.
Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. I love that.
I really like that. Could you give us a little tour of, because you're in your room, could you show us around?
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, I found this spot to be so tranquil and relaxing, and it smells so good in there.
Yes, this is where you would come in, and there's just there's crystals everywhere.
There are crystals everywhere. And then you have the chakra chart too, which I loved reading while I was relaxing.
And this is like the bed. I don't know if we can get to the bed area.
It's so comfortable.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could honestly chat all day with you, Jayne.
Oh, I could talk to you all day too. It's been so fun.
I think maybe you should go make yourself a margarita.
I think I definitely will.
It is National Margarita Day. Enjoy your margarita.
I will, definitely. Thank you so much.
Bye.